how hard can counselling be? Really hard is the answer. I think when I first went, I didn't really know what I was going for. I just knew that I needed change in my life and I wasn't happy and I had high anxiety and I was tearful too much of the time and something needed to change. And for me, I was developing these food allergies, getting rashes, ulcers on my tongue, bad tummy, low energy, and it just made me think, well, I've got to address this because whatever's going on inside me is coming out physically in ways that are now affecting my life, and I want the emotional things to go. And what I found with my therapy sessions is sometimes I could just cry through them and cry so much from like such a deep place that I would feel hungover the next day, more hungover than I've ever felt of alcohol. I mean, just the most pounding and horrendous headaches, and feeling nauseous, just feeling completely drained, and that was really tough. And I don't know how you would go through that if you had a full-time job that you were going into. I've been working for myself on my own business, so just means I get less work done on the days when I've had therapy. But as it's a product-based business, that's not the end of the world for me. And I think, the other thing is the counsellors are really keen for you to remember things, and you'll have one memory of something that made you feel a certain way, and what they'll say is, well, that's just one of many. You might remember when you were 15 that something happened and you felt really rejected, but probably that's a pattern you felt through your life, and that's why it's affecting your body so much. And it's tiring because it is digging in a way. I don't want to go along and dig things up from my past or painful memories or thoughts or feelings, but actually, it's like the story of the bear and the thorn, which if you haven't read, it's on my post where I put the photo of my hand with the pill in, and my brother wrote this story that's a PhD story from someone about a bear and a thorn, and the bear's got a thorn in his hand, but he doesn't remember, but he's lived his whole life just slightly damaged and wondering why he's different. And I think that's what it's like with counselling. Getting the thorns out is painful, and that's essentially what you're doing in counselling. You're finding out where the thorns are and you're pulling them up and out. And sometimes it seems like it would be easier if they just stayed lodged there and you didn't have to think about it. And it's amazing how your emotions just can completely drain you, physically and emotionally, leave you with hangovers, leave you feeling unwell. So it's definitely a tough road to go on, but one that's well worth doing. Slightly on another note, I've had quite a few private messages from people asking, how do you know when you need therapy? So people saying they're struggling a bit, but they aren't sure if they need to go for counselling. And to that, I just want to quickly say, if you even think you might benefit from therapy, book in one session and just see, because there probably is stuff there, and if you're unsure, it probably just means you haven't uncovered it yet. But I know for me, it affected me by causing allergies and intolerances, and I just say, do not leave emotional pain in, because if you have emotional pain in, it will come out, and if you don't want it to come out in tears, it will come out physically. And there's so much evidence now showing that physical illnesses, I think 97% of physical illnesses are caused by your brain, emotional pain. So it's really not worth having anything left in there if you value your health. But do message me more about that if you want to know more. I just wanted to throw that in on today, so I didn't want to leave that left unsaid.